you lost another one.
Yo, what's good, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of VIP Room. Finally got my boy Hawk J Rob and Bim at the same time.
Yes, sir.
And we here with college USC legend, college football legend for real.
Facts.
Billy Jackson, bro. How you feeling, bro?
Appreciate that. Yeah, sir. How y'all boys doing?
We good, bro.
Good, brother. We good.
I'm glad I finally got you on, bro. I'm really excited.
I'm excited to be on this bit, man. This seems like it's about to be fire. I watched a couple of other videos, so yeah, I'm excited about this.
Appreciate it.
Yeah,
hey, let's get into it, bro. So you was in a crazy class with Miles Garrett, 2014 class with Jabril Peppers. He was a 5-star, young to play, come out of Cali. So, of course, being a 5-star and just being the recruiting process and stuff, how hectic was that? Because you was one of the top players in the country.
I think it boiled down to, like, when I went to high school in California, I didn't know nothing about being a 5-star or nothing until I moved to California to play ball. So the school I went to was George Farmer, who was #1 receiver in the nation with the USC. Marquise Lee went to the same high school. Won a Blitnikoff at USC. Paul Richardson, who played in the league, that went to Colorado. Renee Ben Rickery, and you had Robert Woods. I can name a bunch more, but those are just some that I know. Like, all right, that's the standard. And our coaches always say this. So they won state in 2009, went undefeated. 2010, lost in the championship. Then we got there my sophomore year, we lost, and then we won state 2012. So I think the pressure was like the standard. And I feel like that was one of the things that we sought after. We had already people above us that was close, not far away, that we can look up to and want to be like. So I think it was hectic in that standpoint because we knew what it took, and it was like, all right, it's on us to get there and how we want to do it. And we don't want to be a disappointment to the dudes that came before us.
I definitely want to ask this for, like, as a California football player, especially like in high school, is playing for USC the equivalent for, like, basketball players in Cali wanting to play for the Lakers? Like, is that how big the brand is in terms in like how it has such an influence on especially athletes from California?
So, man, I'm a little backtrack. So I grew up in Illinois until I was 15. So when I moved to California, I was 15. I went out there to run track. But I grew up, my first time playing football, my friends named Cody Aaron was like, hey, man, let me show you this highlight tape. First dude he showed me was Cody Paul. Obviously, everybody knew who that was. Yeah. Then he showed me Reggie Bush. And I remember seeing that tape like, damn, I could probably do that. Like, I can go out there and do that. At that point, that's when I started loving football. I wanted to go to SC. So I think I was kind of like biased by it. Like, as a kid, I wanted to go there. So when I got the opportunity to go to California and go to SC, it was like, damn, this is surreal. But I feel like, yeah, that's a big deal. And obviously, like I said, you got Robert Woods, Marquise Lee, and George Farmer all went to SC. And it's like, it's not a pressure, but it's SC, you know what I mean? And growing up, those are the glory days. They had Pete Carroll doing their thing, winning Heisman's, winning national championships, going to the Rose Bowl. So it was like very sought after. So I think, yeah, you want to go to USC just like everybody in LA if they were a basketball player want to play with the Lakers.
Yeah, for sure. So I gotta hear this story, bro, because of course my pops as a kid. He was at LSU, and I met you around 2014. I was a little kid, and I already knew who he was. So can you walk me through this story, because my LSU was recruiting you heavy, and the day that you went to USC. Remember, you had the hat on the LSU, and then you threw it to the side, and I almost started crying. I was 6 months old. You understand, J-Rob? It was Leonard Fournette in that same class.
Yeah.
Jamal Adams, Malachi.
Nah, y'all class was loaded. That was a loaded class. That class was loaded.
And the icing on the cake would have been Adoree Jackson coming to LSU. So my question is that how close were you to come to LSU before you really realized you wanted to go to USC?
Bro, it really came to that last visit. They came out and visited me, right? And I'm just asking a bunch of questions, and I asked them about offense. And they was like, yeah, we'll give you a package called the Sweet Pea package. And my mom called me that, so they was trying to like gas me up. And I'm just talking, and one of the coaches said, yeah, you'll get one play a game. When I heard that, I'm like, damn, one play a game. I might not even get the ball on that play. I'm gonna be in, but am I gonna get the ball? And when I heard that, it was just like, all right. Everything y'all told me prior to that, this is the first time they said like, "Oh, just one play a game." When I heard that, I'm like, "Well, that probably won't be the best option for me because I'm really trying to play offense and really trying to like go crazy and play both sides of the ball." Like seeing Charles Woodson do it, Deion Sanders do it, it's like, all right, that's what I want to do and be different. So when they told me that I can only get one play, that's when I made my mind like, all right, might not be the best situation. But I ain't show face like, all right, I'm not going there. I just kept it cordial, kept pushing like, all right, yeah, that's cool, we get that going. But and then I think a week after SC was coming up to my school every day, bro. Like it was one of those things where they'll come and see me every day. I'll be at track practice, they bother me there. I'll be in the classroom, they'll come bother me there. So it was like, man, I knew they really wanted me, and I knew being in that backyard of LA, they not had to, but it was one of those things where they was gonna give me the platform, the opportunity to do it, and they didn't want to disappoint.
Yeah.
Wow, bro, that's sick.
Yo, that's crazy. Yeah,
It
take one little thing, bro. It take one thing to ruin it, bro.
One thing, bro. I believe me. I ain't gonna lie. But go ahead, J-Rob. You go ahead.
Now let Bama go. Bama, I know you want to say
something. Hey, so Adoree, let me ask you this. So you grew up in Illinois. You moved out to the West Coast. You talked about George. I don't think folks a lot to know, like George Farmer, Marquise Lee. You talked to Robert Woods. You talked about those guys. So what is the culture like out there in Southern California for it? Can you speak to that? Like, because I don't think a lot of people know, like outside of the West Coast, really how deep y'all really be out there for is a lot of talent. So can you speak to what the culture is out there versus Illinois moving out there to Southern California?
Man, the culture in Illinois was pretty much, man, it was really sports. I grew up in Belleville, East St. Louis, Illinois. So having both of those backgrounds of being in I guess when people say they don't want to come to East St. Louis to recruit because it's bad, they don't go out there past 7:00, which I didn't really experience that. I felt like that was my home. That's where I grew up in. But I also got to live in Belleville, Illinois, when I got to see the different side of things and knowing, all right, if you go this way, this can happen. If you go that way, this can happen. So sports was heavy on me. When I grew up, there was a guy named Darnell Stevenson out in Illinois and a guy named Keontae Minor went to East Side. So those are the two people I seen. Keontae Minor, East St. Louis High School, and then I had Darnell Stevenson at Belleville East. Those are the two I looked up to. And then when I moved to California, obviously, I'm telling you, I didn't know about 707. I didn't know about football. We just out there playing all the sports just to have fun. And then when I moved out there, that opened my horizon and my dreams more. Like, oh, this is really an opportunity. Because you got to think, Belleville East, ain't nobody go anywhere. They went to McKendree, like down the street. No knock to McKendree. I don't want nobody from McKendree to hear this, but no knock to them. But it's like, I'm not trying to go to McKendree. I'm not trying to do that. So I get to California and I hear about, they recruit me like, oh, you got George Farmer, Marquise Lee, and Robert Woods. And they show me highlight tapes. I ain't never seen high school highlight tapes like this before. I'm like, man, these boys tough. Like, okay, they really getting to it, getting after it. And I seeing myself in Marquise Lee, like just a dog. Like I'm just an athlete. I'm gonna go out there and play and do what I got to do. And so seeing that, I'm like, well, he was just there recently. Shit, I know I can go do it. And I know these coaches gonna put me an opportunity to do it. And being able to talk to them, they were just genuine dudes, man, like real humble, real cool, down-to-earth people. And I think that's what people don't understand about those guys. And that was my first time going to private school. So Sarah was private. So it was like big on sports and academics. So when I get there, it was pretty much in my wheelhouse. Like I love school and I love sports. So being able to go to a place where that's all they, I don't want to say care about, focus on, it made life a lot easier because I didn't have no outside distraction, have to worry about this, that, and the third.
All right, bet. So, fast forward a little bit, get to your freshman year. Always got to ask everybody this. Let's say everybody has a memory of this. I think they should. So when you first got to USC, if you can remember, what was your hardest workout you ever remember doing at USC?
Man, my hardest workout was they got this thing called Muscle Beach. So, if you get a little injury, so I had my ankle. I'll never forget his name, Big Dog.
No, y'all got the sand pit.
So we in there, we going crazy doing the bikes, and I'm like, damn, I ain't get hurt, but I broke my ankle. And they sat me out, so they had me doing that, and I was pissed. So I'm doing it though, but I'm telling them like, nah, coach, I'm doing it. Like I understand what you're saying, like I'm going hard, but it was like he was singling me out. And I think at that moment, it was for me to stand up for myself and just talk and just keep it real with him. Like I get what you're saying, like coach, I'm doing it, I'm working hard, but you can talk to me in a different manner. Like we don't have to get like we grown at this point. That's how I'm feeling. Like I never had nobody disrespect me, cuss me out, talk to me crazy. And I'm like, we ain't about to do this now either. And so we going back and forth headbutting, but I think he respected it and I respected him just for that. And everything after that went smooth sailing. And it was just like, okay, they understood like I ain't backing down, I ain't no punk. Like I'm gonna work, but at the same time, while I'm working, let me work. You ain't gotta talk crazy to me because I'm gonna get the job done. So I think that was my hardest workout, and that was coming in the summer, going into my freshman camp.
All right, you go ahead, J-Rob.
Bro, it definitely sometimes in college, bro, it make you damn near feel bad for having a little injury or something. Like you in the sand pit all in practice, it's hot, like the pit is military drills, and it's like, yo, I'm just like, you gonna punish me for being hurt? Like that's how I feel a little bit. But now my question to you is, obviously with NIL being as big as it is now, and obviously as big as a recruit you were. What do you think your NIL evaluation would have been going into SC? And what do you think, like, what brands do you think you probably would have been intertwined with at that time?
Man, I ain't gonna lie. I think I would have had a decent. I'm gonna be modest. I'll have a decent NIL signing, but I was just hella laid back, bro. Like I don't think I would have been too far into it because I'm gonna keep it a being, like being able to get recruited and stuff like that. And I used to tell my parents, like, don't take nothing from nobody, no money or nothing, because we're going to get on the back end, like, just, trust. Like, that was just the faith and belief I had, not just myself, but the Lord. So to have the NIL come out now, it's like it's a trip. Like, I will want it, but I'm so happy that the kids that got it now can get it. Because I think about people in high school who get injured, can't go to college, or people that's in college that get injured, don't make it to the league, or people that get to the league and then they just, that's it. So to be able to obviously now have hindsight on it, 2020, it's like, dang, it's a blessing in disguise for me. But man, the deal. I mean, I grew up a huge Reese peanut butter cups fan. So hopefully Reese's would have came out and supported the kid. And then anything West Coast, LA based, like anything SC was tied to, I think I should have. But the thing is, it was Juju in my class too. So it's me and him. So it's gonna be one of those things like offense both ways, but Juju was that guy. So it was gonna be crazy to see. I always think about that, what me and Juju could have done, not separately but together, just because we both were the two biggest recruits coming out of SC.
Was Juju always like that? Like the TikTok dances type of guy? Like was he always into that? Was that always gonna be? Yeah,
Juju always been different. I joke with people all the time, like he's just a different dude. But what makes him different is also what makes him unique and authentic because he being himself. Like everybody else said, why he doing this? I'm like, right, that's just Juju. Like it don't bother me, it don't faze me. People who don't know him be like, what's going on? But for me, that's just him and who he is. But he's a good dude, genuine dude at the same time.
All right. You can go ahead, Bama.
All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and ask my question since we at USC. J-Rob talked about the NIL. J-Rob talked about the NIL. For the kids that's out there, because I know time flies. For the kids that's out there, man, Adoree Jackson, for my generation, like I said, I'm 31. He was my Travis Hunter. It's like, so how y'all see Travis Hunter going crazy on both sides of the ball? That was Adoree Jackson for us. So Adoree, can you talk to us? How was that experience? And it leads into a second question. Do you like how they're using Travis Hunter over there in Colorado? Do you think that's more sustainable? Or do you feel like they should use them how they kind of used you, like Morrison in the defining moments of a game? That's when you able to play both ends of the ball.
For first question for me, I think it was just something I always wanted to do, like playing both sides of the ball. Like I grew up only playing offense, so this is a trip. I get to California, I tell my coach, like, yeah, I play running back. We got a running back. I'm like, all right, well, I was about to play quarterback in my high school. Now we got a quarterback here now too. Well, shoot, I play receiver, but we got those. My coach like, well, we don't have no corners. You can play corner, never play defense. So it was like, what is playing corner? Like I don't play defense at all. So when I get to SC, I didn't know if obviously I got to the point where I was good enough to play defense and do what I got to do. But I always love offense. That's been my place at heart. So when I get to SC, I just say, man, I'm going to play offense only. I get there, and I was like the 6th, 7th string DB at SC, first day of camp. And I'm like, nah, I ain't really come here to, not no disrespect. Like, I know what I can do and I can contribute. So I go to my head coach, which was Sarkisian, was like, nah, I think I'm going to just play offense. You said I can play both ways. coming to you pretty much as a man, like, I'd rather just play offense because I'm not about to sit here and be 7-string DB. He said, okay, you can play offense. For my first game at SC, I started on offense. And I think for me, it was more saying, like, I know what I can do. But at the same time, it was cool that the coaches kept their promises. A lot of coaches can tell you this, that, and the third, but will they keep their promises and let you do what you want to do? So I love that part about it. And with the Travis Hunter thing, I like how they use him, man. Like, my junior year, I didn't play much offense because I told coach I didn't want to. I told him, like, I just want to play defense. I want to go to the league as a DB. So to see him do things that are just unknown, remarkable, and to be able to make plays on both ends of the ball and be dynamic at both, not just okay or electrifying, but he's dynamic. Like, he can go out there and give you 150. He can go out there and lock down the best receiver. But I also think at the same point, they have to be moderate of not just his body, but his mind, understanding that it can weigh a lot on a person. Because then you're expected to do a lot. Because I remember after my freshman year playing both sides, and I go to my second year, it's like, all right, I already did this, and I got to play both ways again. So I got to do it again. I feel like the people that left, and just it's just a lot of aspects that go into it. So just to protect his mind and body so that he can go out there and be fresh and be the best player he can be. Obviously, I didn't practice offense at SC, so I feel like he don't need to practice offense at Colorado. That's just me personally. Like, coach, you should just go through the plays. This is what you got. Run routes on air. Boom, and then I'll go to the game. So I think if he does play offense full time, he probably shouldn't have to do it in practice. No one-on-ones, this, that, and the third. Get what you got to get in your releases. You know how to run routes. You know how to play DB. Do what you got to do. So when you get to the game, you fresh and ready to go.
Right.
Yeah, for sure. You know, again, it's going. We want a little bit go back to talking about your freshman year and stuff. You know, how hard was your first fall camp?
My first fall camp was a trip because that's when I told coach I wanted to play offense. And I remember my first play like it was yesterday. Put me on like a little option bubble route. I went to go catch the ball. It was Anthony Sorrow, Hayes Pollard, right in my face. I feel like coach really told them, like, oh, he about to run a bubble because there's no way they triggered that fast. It was two linebackers in my face, grabbed me by my collar, my neck, scratched me all up, pulled me around. And I feel like that was my welcome to like, damn, this was really going on. But I got back up, talk my shit with him, and kept it pushing. But I think that was probably my hardest camp because, like, damn, there's no way. Like, I've been doing this all the time. Like, I never seen two linebackers just leave their whole assignment to just go come and tackle me in the backfield. So,
right,
trip. Made one miss, and the other one came and cleaned me up. So I'm like, all right, I see what's going on. But unless you put your head on the swivel, understand what you got going on, and it's like, all right, this is another level. But that was actually my first practice at SC, and I was like, damn, all right, we here.
All right, go ahead, J-Rob.
Fire. So take us through the pomp and circumstance of like the first round, like knowing you're a guaranteed lock to go in the first. Like, what is that experience like, and is that a bit draining too? Because it is a lot. It does seem like a lot of media through the time leading up. So like, how did that affect you, and take us through that?
So before I even get to knowing, I didn't even know I was going first round, honestly. I got my draft grade and it said early second. And so growing up as a kid, I don't know if it's still on my Facebook or something, and we just call ourselves the first round boys. And like, I always like, bro, I'm gonna go first. We're gonna go first round. I'm gonna do this, do that in the third. And when I get my draft grade, I told my mom, like, I'm not leaving. And I tell everybody, like, if I don't have a first round draft grade, I'm not leaving. Like, I'm gonna stay in school. So I get the early second. I'm like, damn. All right, it is what it is. And I tell my mom, like, I end up getting hurt in the Rose Bowl game, sprained my MCL and my ankle. So I'm talking to my mom, like, I don't think I'm gonna come out. I'm just gonna stay in school. Like, I just got hurt. Like, I might not even go first round. Like, I got my early second. And you know, the one thing that resonated with me, with my mom, was always about having faith. And she said, you know, just take a leap out on faith and trust the Lord. Like, maybe it was a blessing that you ended up getting hurt. It could have been worse. So if you go back, you never know what happens. So you might as well go do what you love to do. And for me, you know, being that early second, I'm like, damn, I don't even know if I want to go to the green screen and be there, sit down. I don't get picked. So it's all going on my head. Like, damn, is this really worth it? I don't want to be out there and just look dumb, really. And then my grandma was sick at the same time, so she couldn't make it. So I'm like, I really don't want to go do none of this. I'd rather just stay at the crib, and if they pick me up, they pick me up. And I think just thinking about that, it's already written and have faith in the Lord is really true. So when I get there, if you ever see the video of me, I'm just on my phone playing dominoes. So I'm not really trying to be in the moment, but I'm in the moment. Like I'm not trying to be worried about this, that, and the third. I get there at 4 o'clock. I don't get done till 2 in the morning. So I get there at 4 o'clock to arrive. I don't get drafted till 11:30 at night. So I'm sitting there like, man, and I'm 18, mind you, as there's 14 more picks after me.
Right.
So it's like, is this worth it? And for me, it was more of a trip because you don't understand the ins and outs of things. My phone ring on 16. I'm thinking I'm going 17. I don't. I end up going 18. So it's just a whole lot of mind playing games that I view. And I think that whole experience, it was for me, but it's for my people around me to have that experience. So I ain't gonna say it wasn't nerve wracking because it was, but I try to keep it cool like a duck in the water. My feet, I'm scrambling, but above water, it's like you can't tell what's going on. It's a trip, bro. That's good. Be in that process and understand that you don't know what's gonna happen. And then like 2 corners end up getting in trouble. I think Conley was one of them, and then my guy Kevin King, not my Kevin King, Sidney Jones towards Achilles. And so I went from being like the 6th DB, now it's like I'm the 4th DB now. So it's just crazy how things work. But like I said, just having faith and believing.
Yeah, facts. You know, just to go back a little bit to college, because again, like, bro, like you're a college football legend for real. And
Appreciate
in 2017, you won the Thorpe Award, and you done played all types of receivers in college. So I wanted to ask you, who was the hardest person you ever had to guard in college?
Man, it's a trip. Dude named Nelson Spruce from Colorado. Nelson Spruce. He's a white boy. He just did what he had to do, bro. He kept everything the same, bro. It was like he didn't know, damn, it's the curl, damn, it's the slant, it might be the dig, it might be the out. So he was just so methodical, but it worked for him and what he did. So I think that gave me my biggest challenge. And this was my sophomore year, going to my sophomore year, and it was more like realizing, like, all right, the athleticism obviously is there. It's like, all right, now the game and being more intentional, slowing it down. And that made me wire myself differently. And I always studied, but it's like, okay, I don't have to be an athlete to dominate or beat this guy. All I got to do is take the right eye, have the right angle, have my eyes right and my feet, correct. And I always say Nelson Spruce was a tough cover up at Colorado.
What a name. Yeah, I haven't heard that name in a minute. What a name.
That's what I'm saying. I was with he was like John Ross or something. I'm like, yo, bro, because Colorado back then, they weren't really nothing crazy. Like, so that's a crazy man to hear, bro.
Nah, they was booty. And then when that next year when he left, their junior, that's when they was good. So my junior year when I played them, that's when they played in Pac-12 championship versus Washington. So they was solid. They put it together at the right time.
Yeah, that's why I train the kids up at the college, dog. That's why I try to teach them on making everything look the same, dog. Like especially with them fast boys, because believe it or not, Adoree, there's a lot of DBs that always say them type of receivers like what you talking about. Like they not the fastest, but they routes just be crispy and it look the same, and they always catch the fucking ball. That's probably the most annoying thing about them. They gonna always catch them contested passes, and they always get them little quick routes when they need them, man. One question I have for you: how was like your first game like at USC? Like, so for me, I played junior college and I went to Division II. So my first game, like, I ain't gonna lie, we had like 10,000 people there. I puked because I wasn't used to it. Going junior college there and playing something a little bit bigger, it get to you. But after you hit, you get with it. But for you playing at a Power 5, especially a prestigious university like USC, how was that first game? How was that first, when you stepped on the field for the Scarlet and Gold, man?
Bro, it was a trip. Because he said Scarlet Cardinal. I got I'm like Scarlet and Gold. I'm like, that might be Bama Scarlet.
No, that's crimson right there.
Okay, see how I had to get you back like that, but no. My first game was a trip. Like I said, I ended up starting on offense. So my first pass I caught got boom. Like it was an option route. I either had a slant or I could have kept it vertical like a glance. Obviously, I'm reading defense. I cut it off a little too early, like a real slant. I should have ran a glance. I probably would have scored. I catch a slant. Dude hit the hell out of me. Bam. it's a picture of me with the ball in my hand, and I'm literally in the air, my feet and my body in the air, and I'm laying horizontal like this. And that was it was a trip to me, but at the same time, it was like, damn, this is what I always dreamed about doing. Like, I'm really out here. So for me, my first game, it was filled with a lot of emotions. And then I think once I got that, like you said, everybody get them nerves and jitters. Once I finally caught the ball and then got hit, it's like, well, we here now. Like, what's next? Like, what we gonna do now?
Right.
So I think, like, for every athlete, no matter what it is, you go out there and play basketball. Once you get that first steal, you get that first layup, it's like, okay, now I can get in the flow of the game. It's always about that first initial contact. And once I got that, I think that made everything a lot more better. And then you got the crowd in there gas you. I mean, luckily we didn't play nobody too crazy. We played Fresno. No, not them, but you know what I mean. We got to play them and get our feet wet and get that momentum going. So my first game at the Coliseum was special for sure.
Yeah, for sure. You know, of course, as a DB heading into the NFL, what was like your transition to the NFL? Like, was it really hard, or when you got there, you kind of was it like an adjustment period for you, or was it like, nah, it's kind of the same, just on a different level?
Getting to the league, man, I think it was a trip because I'm saying I'm all the way in LA, and I come to where I'm at right now. I'm in Nashville, so I come to Nashville. I'm like, damn, this is a trip. Like, this is hella different. And then not knowing football, like the hashes, you hear about it. Oh, the hashes are smaller, and the numbers are closer. Then when you finally get there, and you think like, okay, in college, for somebody's outside the numbers, you only got two routes, probably like a hitch or a slant or a fade in that aspect. You get to the league. Man, I'm over gonna run anything. A hit, slant, out, curl, dig, post. So you really got to understand now splits and alignments, and you got to change what you knew. Like, okay, 2x2, this is like this. If his split is here, his split is that. So it takes time to learn it, but at the same time, man, I was fortunate to have a great DB coach in Deshae Townsend, a great D coordinator in Dick LeBeau. So I got the Steelers legends, and then I had Logan Ryan, obviously a technician, but also probably one of the smartest players that I've been able to play with and to help me along with my career, and Logan Ryan. So, and obviously he's with New England, so he was hella smart, knew what he had to do. And he gets to Tennessee. So for me, it was having that help. So obviously it's going to be a transition, but I had a lot of help around me. Then I had Kevin Byard at safety. Then I had Denoris Searcy, who also played safety in the league for a while as well. So it's like, man, I had vets. Like, sometimes you come in the league, you ain't got no vets. So it's on you, or your vet might be just 2 years older than you. Like, damn, is that really a vet? He's still learning the game like you is, although we all still learning. So I think it was a smooth transition for me to be able to have that core group of people around me to help me progress my game.
No, you go ahead, Jared.
Fire. So, Adoree, give me I have to know your top 5 college corners. You can, even if yourself is in it, I would love to know your top 5. You don't even got to put them in order. Just give me 5 names.
No, I'm not gonna put myself. My top 5 corners, man. So my 2 biased ones is gonna be, because I played both sides, Charles Woodson, Deion Sanders. Not gonna lie, my favorite corner coming out that really got me like, oh, I can play corner, is Jason Verrett. I seen him, crazy story. I go to Oklahoma on a visit.
Yeah.
Who the hell is this dude at TCU snapping like this? Like, he's fire. Like, TCU, I heard of TCU, but I'm like, Oklahoma, TCU, like, all right, whatever. But he was strapping and snapping. So like, damn, he fire. So Jason Verrett, my 3rd one. My 4th one, man, Tyrann Mathieu. I ain't gonna lie.
Yup.
My 5th one. Who is my 5th corner that I mess with heavy? Man, the name that's sticking to me is Ifo from Oregon. I don't know if I'm saying his last name right. I don't want to mess it up. But Ifo from Oregon. Got hurt his junior year or senior year. Yeah, he was tough at Oregon. I like this game as well.
I thought you were gonna say Patrick P. Honestly, I thought when you went Tyrann.
So I would do that, but Tyrann was damn near like my height. So I seen I was going off of like, damn, he might. But obviously, you got Pat P. You have Morris Clayton. You had dogs over there. But seeing Tyrann, and he'd want to have me wearing the Alpha Vapor, them cleats, some nasty.
Yeah.
I always wore mids, so I'm like, damn, he wear mids too. Oh, he fine. So I put them on. The wristbands, all that. So I feel like that was more of like how people see AI And for me, that was like, okay, the inspiration of swag and not being the tallest and being able to get the job done.
Right. I like that.
You know, of course, when you had into the league your first year, you know, of course you have OTAs, mini camps, but like when training camp hit, were you nervous?
I would say, yeah. Like, obviously, you don't have those nerves, but mine was obviously we had 2 first-round picks, me and Corey Davis. Like, I knew the task at hand. It was like a good nervous. Like, I'm nervous to excel. Like, I'm anxious. So I'm gonna say that. Like, I'm anxious to do good. I'm anxious to excel. But like I said, having the DB coach that I had, the Shea Talent, they used to always tell me, like, man, they get paid to make plays too. And once he told me that, like, it stays with me still to this day. Like, I know they're gonna make plays. I know they're gonna catch the ball. I know they might do this and that. Like, that's a part of the game. I understand they get paid to make plays, and you gonna get paid to make plays too. So I think once I remember that and heard that, it was like, yeah, I'm nervous because I don't want them to catch anything. I don't want them to, you know what I mean? I don't want no separation or nothing, but it happens because that's just the game and the nature itself. So I shout out to Deshae for, you know, I guess calming my nerves and let me go out there and just be me and play.
Yeah.
Roll Tide. That's roll Tide. You can't. Hey, when he said Deshae Townsend, bro, I lit up. I was like, man,
that's my dog, bro. That's my dog.
Guys, they make stamps all over. But no, I'm just joking, bro. So how is it? Because you know we always hear about the new Bama, but Deshae Townsend, he's from Bama that kind of that first wave that created. So how is it, you know, having him as a mentor, you know, to help you, you know, learn the ins and outs of the NFL?
Man, super passionate. I would say that. Obviously, anybody that I'm gonna speak of, they are good people. Man, super genuine. I seen how he treated my mom, my dad when I came down on my team. I mean, when they came in after I got drafted, seeing how they talked and kept, you know, a good relationship. And I think him being super passionate, obviously, I feel like just like you, all Bama people just love Bama, man. He gonna bleed it and rap it till he die. And it was cool to see and understand, like, that was my first glimpse of the whole spectrum. Like, he played in college, played in the league, got him a Super Bowl, now he a coach. So this is my first time, like, oh, damn, like, I'm getting the whole shebang, and I can actually listen to him. Then I got Dick LeBeau right in the back, so it didn't really it didn't matter. Like, it was like, okay, I know what I'm in for. I know what's in store for me. The one thing I would say, I was pissed when they let them go after my rookie year. They let everybody go, and that hurt me. But that just goes to show what type of coach he was, you know, the knowledge that he's able to bring and give, and then just him being a genuine person. So I think he's out there in Jacksonville now. I be seeing him out there with the DV. So, man, shout out to the Shaper, man. He's a good dude, man. I feel like he helped my game, my rookie year, to let me be able to do the things that I was able to do.
All right. So you got something there, Rob?
Yeah, my last thing is I'm obviously a Jets fan, man, but I'm also just a New York sports fan.
Yeah.
And so my question to you is, like, as a player, as somebody who plays pro sports in the New York media, do you think the rep about it being, I guess, a bit too hardcore or things like that, do you think that is overblown, or do you think the fan base just have standards?
I think they have standards. I would say both. Sometimes people just talk crazy, but that's the nature of being a human. You're gonna talk crazy, but you know, we out in public or something, probably won't say nothing at all.
Right.
But and then again, I think it's the standard. Like, I'm gonna hold myself to a higher standard than anybody else. But then again, I don't think of my dad as a kid. No matter how good I did, he'd always tell me, like, damn, you could have did this, or you good now, but once you get to this level, it's gonna be better. It's gonna be better competition. Right. So I always view it as like, man, no media is gonna be harder on you than the one. I don't want to say your parents, but the ones that's really in your corner coaching. Like, they always know the right buttons to push. Always know how to talk to you, sit you down. Like, all right, if you messing up, doing that in the third. So even after the game, my dad would call me, ask me questions about the game. Like, hey, what you thinking on this, or what you doing on that? Mind you, I don't even know if my dad played DB. You know what I mean? I know receiver. They always talk to me about what could did this. Oh, this could happen. This could happen. So it's always cool. But I'm always listening to respect my pops because he been there with me since I started playing football when I was 10.
That's awesome.
Facts. So I know you talked about you said like you're welcome to college moment when you got hit hard your first day on fall camp. So I want to know like what was your welcome to the NFL moment?
My welcome to the NFL moment, was I didn't even think I was starting. I was crazy. I was coming in. I was the third DB, so it was it was Logan Ryan and it was Lamont, not Lamont. Damn, I'm messing his name up. So I was the third DB. Guy get hurt, pull his hamstring. And so now he's like, oh, you got to start. Mind you, my first game is against the Raiders, which is Amari Cooper and Michael Crabtree and Derek Carr and Marshawn Lynch. So that's my first game. We start off the game. Coach say, all right, I had this crazy shit there. He's like, man, I had this vision. We kicked the onside kick and we got it. When we started to kick the onside kick, the boys get the ball at the 50. We got on defense like, damn, all right. First play of the game. I'm guarding Amari. They throw a hitch to his side. Boom. So I'm like, all right. These motherfuckers just going at me. We go down the field, and they throw it to him 2-3 more times in the red zone, like consecutively, back to back to back. Broke one up. One of them he dropped. And then that was like my first drive in the league. Like I probably had four targets, 4 to 5 targets, 1 catch. And I'm sitting there like, damn. All right, this is my welcome to the league moment. They're like, all right, the series over with, calm down, let's go play football and go play. And like I was talking to with Bama, like being at SC my first game. Once you get that first initial, this time it's the drive. Like, all right, I got my first sit. I'm on offense. It's different. Offense you get hit like, all right, whatever. It's different being on defense. And they catch a pass and it's like, damn, I'm lining back up. Because now they got 3 downs. Offense, like you can come out. You might not get the ball. On defense, they could throw that. Like I said, I got 4 targets, 5 targets in the first series, and we started the ball on the 50. So that was my welcome to the NFL moment for sure.
All right, J-Rob, you want to ask something?
Actually, the last thing I got for you, man, is when you look at like the the 2 side players. So you play both sides I'm tongue tied right now. Dual positional players like playing offense and defense. When you look at some of the best in the league, do you think that Travis Hunter could do that at the NFL level in terms of being one of those players who could, play a significant amount of offense and defense, just knowing how mental the game is?
I believe so. For the standpoint that I seen Deion do it, Tennessee let me do it. So I feel like it's possible, man. I feel like, my dog Jordan Lewis did it too at the Cowboys. He played both sides of the ball. I do remember that. So it's possible, but at the same time, I feel like I don't want to say political, because at the end of the day, we got the receivers too. Like I joke with the receivers all the time. Like, hey, let me get your route. Like, oh no, they getting paid too. They trying to make their money as well. Right. So you see both aspects, but when the player is dynamic like that, like I was thankful that Tennessee let me do it. And let me play some snaps on offense and get some touches and do my thing and showcase myself. So it's just going to depend on the coach and what he wants and what he allows. And also, hopefully, everything goes in the right manner. You know what I mean? Right. That also plays a factor. Like, let's say he goes out there, and the quarterback can't give him the ball, or the quarterback throwing the ball and the DB break it up. You know what I mean? Like something like that. So the coach probably like, it was whatever. So it also depends on the effectiveness of the play calling and what the defense is in at that time. Because at the end of the day, like I said, this league, it's a fast-paced game. You don't know what's going on. They getting paid to make plays too. You get paid to make plays. So you rather have your DB out there playing receiver. It's a lot of points that you have. And if you don't do it, like you said, the media and different things going to try to criticize you. So you just gotta be in tune with yourself and know that you can do it. And I think that he can do that at a high level. Because I mean, shit, going for 150 in college, I mean, like that's different. And then going outside and locking up and getting picks and just jumping routes, like that's a special talent.
Yeah, for sure.
I know Ben, if I'm going to ask you for a few more, and I got a few more to ask you, but this is one I want to ask you because I assume you played video games. You played NCAA growing up.
Yeah, sir.
So you're literally like the class that you were in was the last year, like it was NCAA 14, and then they got the little issue where they stopped playing the game, whatever. Like you couldn't play NCAA and there was no more 15, 16, 17. I wanted to ask you that were you bummed out that you could have potentially been on the game, but right when you got to USC, they stopped the game? They stopped using the game?
I was sick. I'm not gonna lie. Because the reason why I was banned was because it was Ed O'Brien? Ed O'Brien.
I think so.
UCLA guy, man, don't want to see us SC boys thrive. No, I'm playing. He made a good point. Like, he ain't making no money, but obviously I can't remember what his number is. But you see, I was number 2. Like, you go and see number 2 out there, it's like, what the hell? Who the hell that is? You don't gotta have a last name. You gonna know. You playing with Patrick Peterson, like number 7. Like, I know that's Patrick Peterson. Oh, I know that's Tyrann Mathieu. Like, you playing with these guys, the quarterback, like, playing with Oregon. So, I know that's Dixon, that quarterback. That's DeAnthony Thomas. Oh, that's Marcus Mariota. Right. You know the names, but they just put the number on there. You're not getting paid. So I understood his standpoint of, why he was upset. And as a kid, you don't think of that. You know what I mean? You're not getting no money anyway. So you're not thinking like, man, I just want to be on the game. That's my dream, to be on the game and make plays and people be able to play with me. So I was sick. But after a while, it was like, whatever. I ended up being like a 2K head anyway. So I just played 2K.
Man, you want to ask him before we head out soon?
Yeah. This is always my final question, man. For as black men too, man, if athletes in general, man, what would be something that you would be doing if you wasn't playing football? Like, after you get done playing football, like, what's something that's like one of your interests outside the game?
So for me, I grew up and I had a landlord, and I used to always be like, damn, we staying here, but we gotta go pay money to this, that, and the third. So it was either had that mailbox money, be able to be a landlord, to get into real estate, but at the same time, knowing the house that the duplex that I grew up in, right? And obviously now being older and being able to experience different things like tile. Damn, my boy Bama gone. The different prices of different things, understanding that you can make something effective and make it look good and don't have to be price efficient. So for me, it was like, okay, getting the development of stage that people that can be a place that they're proud of. Obviously, people grow up, like, I'm thankful where I grew up and my living conditions, but some people probably don't like where they live or how they flow look or this, that, and the third in their house and want things changed. So to be able to make a difference in that way. So no matter if you're in a duplex, an apartment, or whatever your situation may be, it looks up to par and it looks great and it's maintenance well, so that you can, be comfortable, or have people come over. You're not ashamed of where you live. You're not ashamed of you. So I think that's one of the things that I would have been getting in. I love math, so anything that got to do with math, but trying to make a difference in somebody else's life, because that's just how my mom is and my dad is, to be able to give that inspiration and I hope to them, so they can obviously do the things they want to do, but to be able to pass that forward to someone else.
Yeah, facts. And my final question to you, because I gotta ask it. We asked about your top 5 college corners, so now I gotta ask you, who do you think are the top 5 NFL corners right now?
Right now, top 5 NFL corners. I like Pat Surtain. Jalen Ramsey, he's doing his thing. I'm glad to see him come back off injury balling.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Man, I like Jair Alexander. I'm not gonna lie, my guy in San Francisco, Diamador, doing his thing. Number 2 in San Francisco, I like him. And then my last one would be, y'all looking at me like, damn, I'm missing somebody. I ain't say the name y'all want me to say. My last one I'm gonna pick is, I ain't gonna lie, because he going the dumb way. Got to go with Deron Bland up at the Cowboys, bro.
Yeah.
He's doing things that he jumping routes, getting PBUs, pick sixes, leading the league. I mean, got the record for most pick sixes in the season. So I'm gonna have to throw him in there as well.
Nah, Adoree, you like me, bro. I like your list, bro, because you be like,
oh, you lagging, man.
Bama, you lagging a little bit. Because I think he went under the tone.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Bama. Say it again. Bama. He lagging crazy driving.
Yeah, man, he driving fast and furious.
That boy getting to it.
Yeah.
Nah, y'all. Bemo, you say something? Before we head out, Bemo.
Yo.
I think he wanted to say he always wanted to be a USC Trojan. I think that's what he's getting to. Because he said he said you like me. I always wanted to go to SC. I knew that.
Well,
hey, do you think? Hey, actually, I do got one more question. Do you think the media is a little too hard on Caleb Williams just because, like, you know, especially, you know, I think people care a lot about the way he expresses himself, and I think they'd be kind of too involved in like what he does in his personal time and things of that nature. Do you think it's a bit unfair? Or do you think this is just like you said before, like kind of like the nature of the beast?
A little bit of both. It's like the nature of the beast, but at the same time, man, he's still a human. He still deal with the same problems and aspects that every other human deals with. You know what I mean? He still gotta put on his game face and go to work every day. Gotta keep his personal life away so he can go out there and perform and to make not himself happy, not his teammates happy, but the people around him and the world. To keep them going on the float. So being in the entertainment business, it is always a trip that people lose sight of, you know, the humanization of everything. Understanding that we as athletes are no bigger or no smaller than everybody. We all the same. Right. It's just the point that we're able to do what we do at a high level, just like everybody else do something at a high level. Like I can't go and be Johnny Cochran. If I put my mind to, you know what I mean? I could be that type of player and be able to do what I want to do, or you know, just different aspects. Everybody has to understand. Everybody has their niche, and everybody has their thing to do. But I do feel like it's unfair because the microscope is on them, and people like to just grill when it's convenient.
Right.
And a lot of people just want to be different and be negative. Sometimes when you get a lot of praise and you get a lot of notoriety, there's always going to be somebody that wants to be against that. You can take any person that's good at sports, like LeBron. No matter what he do, somebody always gonna find something. Oh, he's not this, he's not that, or whatever it may be. So I think just be reasonable because you don't want nobody talking crazy about what you're doing in your household. Or you say, "Oh, I like to, you know, eat cereal and watch movies." Somebody say, "Oh, that's lame." Like, is it lame? No. Or when he said, "I want to go home and cuddle with my dog and watch movies," that's probably what he wanted to do.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's just what gets him by and lets him keep playing at a high level. So I think people just got to realize that that's not as bad. Somebody else might do something way worse than that, but they just ain't said. He got the courage to say what he like to do and what he want to do, and just be real with upfront with everybody and authentic.
Right. I appreciate it. That's fire. Yeah.
It up, bro. So we just hit the 48-minute mark. I know we about to me and J Rob. Man, we about to go ahead and press box. Make sure I go tune in that. But bro, I really appreciate you coming out, bro.
For sure.
Yes, sir. You don't have to come back on here, man.
Yeah, of course, bro.
You always
have to run it back. It's fine. Yes, sir.
Yeah, word. It's fire, bro.
Appreciate everybody that came out in the chat, bro. But make sure y'all like, subscribe to the channel, bro. And yeah, bro, we out, y'all. Peace.
Yes, sir. Stay blessed.